Backpacks have existed for a long time as they are useful for almost every person, from a school or university student to a frequent traveler. They are one of the most practical ways to carry your belongings around. However, time has passed, sustainability has become way more important for the consumers, and backpacks have become outdated as there is close to no innovation in the backpack business. We are
Natalia Diaz,
Alejandra Luque,
and Gabriel Vargas, and for solving this problem, here is our CPS challenge experience, so please come along. Let us begin with our first step, which is clarification. We needed to understand the problem, so we used data questions to begin our investigation on different travel-friendly bags. The questions used for this part were: what are the most common low-cost airline requirements for carry-on backpacks? What are the best-selling backpacks for low-cost flights? Who are the customers of low-cost flights? Which problems do current backpacks for low-cost flights have? And where can we get inspired from to design our backpack? So for this first question, we analyzed the most common luggage requirement on these types of flights to figure out the dimensions and weight limits of the bag. Afterwards, we analyzed the best-selling flight bags with their positive and negative reviews and used convergent thinking in order to come up with the best possible aspects for a bag. In this step, we also did a survey towards common backpack users in which we asked questions that could contribute to the previously stated questions. In this survey, we chose both students and workers and their experience with bags. After recompiling all of the information we investigated, we could finally identify our potential clients and what we wanted to offer them. Our potential customer feels disappointed with the current bags available in the market as they don't provide security from thefts. They are not practical and their space is not optimized wisely. And this makes it harder for our customers to perform their jobs, such as going to school or work, but also traveling. That's why offering a bag with optimized space, a distribution in which security from thefts is assured, a portable battery, and other aspects will represent a huge gain for them. We also did an empathy map in order to understand the way in which our potential customers feel and what they experience. Finally, we built our customer profiles, which consists of travelers that work or study that are worried about sustainable issues and want an innovative backpack that provides safety from thieves and enough space for their belongings. We proceeded by formulating the vision with wishful thinking and challenge formulation. The challenges got us thinking on how to achieve all of the aspects previously mentioned and inspired us to use different animals and plants for inspiration on the aesthetic and functional aspects of the bag. These being the Cattleya trine orchid, the beluga, the Tadorna duck, Chrysemis pictatorol, and other animals we will further mention.
Our next step was exploring different ideas. We kept using the Miro platform for this step, as it was a really useful tool for brainstorming. We started writing all of the ideas that came to mind after investigating the biomimicry of these different species. However, we began to narrow them down until we stick to the ones that caught our attention the most. These ideas were: dog's feet support for preventing it from getting dirty, beluga-inspired hoodie which can store souvenirs, turtle colors, walrus blubber to keep warm, temperature-controlling materials, expansible bag, orchid-inspired pouches for flasks, rigid and light backpack, zippers inspired by beluga teeth, waterproof like the dog's feathers, and turtle shell inspired place for storing a camera. We started working with all of these ideas, and by using the scamper method, we rearranged them for a better output on the back. Instead of using the dog's waterproof feathers, we will use waterproof polyester fabric. We can blend the physical features of the dog and the whale to make the outer design of the backpack. The walrus has blubber to regulate its temperature. We can use extra padding to keep the Tupperware warm. Instead of putting a bunch of pockets on the outside of the backpack, we can place them inside in an orchid shape. The hoodie is not only for aesthetic or fashion purposes, you can use it as a souvenir pocket as well. We are not going to use the turtle pattern for the backpack design. Instead of having one big pocket, we divided the backpack into 3 sections with different materials. And for finishing this step, we established our value maps by defining our game creators, our pain relievers, and finally our product, which is a sustainable backpack perfect for low-cost flights.
When creating the prototype, we tried to stay as loyal as possible to the drone concept. However, it didn't turn out exactly the way that we wanted because we had to use the materials that were available for us and not the ones that we envisioned the backpack to have. With this out of the way, we identified some pluses using the point tool. These are that the backpack is waterproof resistant, it has multiple compartments, anti-theft, and different pockets with specific features such as temperature control for the Tupperware. For opportunities, we thought that it might be suitable for hikers, travelers, and adventurers. There's no backpacks in the market with so many characteristics. Some issues that we found were that the backpack could be too heavy because of the hard material protecting the camera pocket. But a new way of thinking was that the backpack's sections have different materials and the only heavy one is the camera one. Thus, the backpack as a whole is lightweight. Last, we have implementation, where we will encounter both assisters and resistors. For assisters, we have clients whose needs we are satisfying with our functional backpack. New flow of people wanting to travel and have new experiences, and the growing demand for more eco-friendly or sustainable products. The resistors could be fast fashion consumers, people who need a backpack that is more suitable for work, or even Toto's managers that prefer a more traditional approach. Lastly, we will need to do some action steps. In the short term, that is, within the first weeks of developing the prototype, we need to test materials, find out projected sales and costs, and we will have to report it to Toto's managers. In the midterm, we have to either seal the deal with Toto or find another potential buyer of our idea. Then, in the long term, we would have to supervise the production of the backpacks.